Hey guys. So I'm here to tell you about a little microcosm of the post-secret world. And it happened back when I was teaching in San Diego at San Diego State University at the beginning of my career. Some colleagues of mine and I created a small version of it, and it was before I even knew the post-secret existed. So Blackboard back then, though it doesn't work this way now, allowed us to create truly anonymous chat rooms where we were unable to trace the login information of the people once they got into the chat room. So now, if I were to create an anonymous chat room on Blackboard for us, it would be possible to see who posted what, right? But back in the day, it was a lot easier to shield your identity and post in a chat room if we allowed that. So anyway, back then when we were creating this anonymous chat room, what we did is we attempted to create a safe space for people to share their ideas or secrets. And initially we just encouraged our students to participate, share a little something about yourself, right? And the thing is that in a truly anonymous chat room, there's really no way to track whether somebody did their homework or not. And there's no way to tell if anybody is lying, right? There's no checks built into the system, just the honor system. And the crazy thing is that it took a little time, but eventually it took off and people were posting in there like wildfire, sharing their secrets, talking about secret crushes or fears or things that happened to them. And the weird part was that over time, over a week or so, week and a half, 2 weeks, people started sharing their poetry or song lyrics or hopes and dreams. And then people started saying who it was, who was posting. Somebody was like, hey, it's Candace, and I want to share this about my life. And so people even ended up removing the anonymity. And I think that's a beautiful story in and of itself. But I think that it also mirrors the way that social media technology has changed over time. Now, I heard some of you talking about in the GroupMe some of the older days of MySpace. Well, there's something else called LiveJournal, and even before that, AOL. Yeah, I was on AOL. Mr. Bubble 1. Mr. Bubble, that's right, was my username back in the day. See, if you remember the old days of the internet, you might recall that people used to hide their identities. People used to hide their identities because they didn't trust the internet. No way were they going to ever make a purchase online. And now what's the biggest company in the world? Right. Well, all of our commerce now in the days of the pandemic is being done online. And so we really couldn't avoid interacting with technology in this new way. But much in the same way, people didn't want to put their identities on it. But then came the age of Facebook, where we're putting our picture with our name and we're verifying our accounts now in order to be taken as legitimate. So I think that that's really interesting to think about in terms of the trajectory of social media over time. And now it's coming back again, right? With people creating not just Instagram accounts, but Finsta accounts, fake Instagram accounts, because they aren't willing to share all of their private details online, or they don't want their parents to know or something like that. Well, anyway, back to this beautiful safe space that we created in San Diego. People were sharing their secrets. And I was telling a friend of mine about it, and then she pulls out this book. She got the early edition of Post Secret. And it was a collection of all of the things that people were submitting via the mail, sharing their secrets with total strangers. So the question is, what would you share if you had total anonymity? Have any of you guys participated in that? Have you heard of it? Or there's even an app, it's called Whisper. I don't think it's that good by comparison, but there's definitely a desire for this. There's a lot of anonymous type posting on Reddit, and there are ways that people like to share semi-anonymously with a larger public online. But in my class, we do a version of it. I want us to do a post-secret activity, and I'll provide the details in written form. But what I want you to do is I want you to see what we do in class. I provide blank note cards or blank identical pieces of information to my class. 2, 3, 4 per person if they want. Tell them to write in black or pencil. And I want them to share something, a secret, something innocuous or surface level, and then something maybe a little bit deeper if they're willing. I collect them all. I shuffle them together. And then I read them out loud in the front of the classroom. And my secrets are in here too. So, some of them are a little silly or difficult to understand, and some of them are a little bit more serious, so please brace yourselves. I didn't fake any of these. These are from 2 classes last semester that I put together. This might just be one, I have to look, but I just grabbed one set. Here they are. I shaved my hair bald when I was 15, just for fun with my best friend. I feel like in any relationships, I do more harm than good. I'm scared to try new things or have any new major changes in my life. I broke my left hand in 2010. I didn't tell my parents how I broke it. I told them that I was running and I slipped, but in fact, I broke it doing something I shouldn't have been doing. And this is my first time I'm revealing this. I lied to my parents. I once stole condoms from the advisor's office just because they were so colorful. I'm still scared of the dark. LOL. I drink under everyone's noses in order to numb my problems. I don't open up to people anymore or try to make new friends because every time I get close to someone, I somehow hurt them. I like to read books about hard topics that I don't understand. All I think about is when is the next time I can get drunk so that I can get my mind off of certain things. I'm going through a recent breakup and it has been very tough where I can't even eat. My family does not know that I drink and smoke a lot. I struggle with depression, social anxiety attacks, and insomnia. I hide it instead of working it out. I failed my 12th grade exam and didn't tell my parents. I cheated on my girlfriend and she doesn't know about it. I regret it. Should I tell her? I'm extremely in love with my boyfriend, but I'm afraid I'll end up getting hurt, so he'll never know that. I have a fear of I have a fear of sharks from a Jaws marathon when I was young. I'm addicted to cocaine. I have a counselor's appointment tomorrow to help me with suicidal thoughts. I'm terrified of turning out like my parents. My shoe size is 13. I think my parents are coke heads. The age difference between my best friend and their fiance is way too big, and it kind of bothers me. My parents got a divorce when I was in 6th grade because he almost shot my little sister. I was molested by a family member when I was in 6th grade. I think my boyfriend is going to lose his job tomorrow. #MeToo. My dad is an alcoholic and he mentally and physically abused me, but I still find a place in my heart to love him. I have overdosed. I have a crush on a world chess champion. He's a friend of mine. I want to tell him. I stole yarn from a store once. My shoe size is 8. Never told anyone that I slept with a female. Scared of being alone. I derive pleasure from the burns I've inflicted on my body. I fantasize about my suicide, how I'll do it and when I'll do it, because I don't want to grow old with the consequences of my actions and decisions. I'm worried I'll die alone. I'm antisocial. I'm afraid of telling them how I feel in case it doesn't work out. I love the smell of gasoline. I regret not wanting to talk to my friend before she died. All of my siblings, very religious, saved themselves for marriage, and I did not. I'd rather have a man control my life and make decisions for me because I don't think I can do it myself. I'm allergic to cats. I have a sister I've never met. We have the same birthday, but 10 to 11 years apart. The same birthday as my grandfather's. I've been out as a part of the LGBTQ community for 7 years. I have unnaturally big fear of privacy loss. I never want to feel the way my mom feels. I miss my ex, but I have a partner. I've been incarcerated before. I'm not happy in my current relationship. I feel like all my family and friends hate my girlfriend. I enjoy helping my mom out in my free time. There is child pornography of me online. I've never told anyone because I know there is nothing they could do about it. I think that my mother wants to keep my daughter from me. She has kept her during an unstable period of my life, and every time I discuss getting her back, she says it's not a good idea. I'm afraid to turn 21. I don't trust myself with alcohol. I already have a problem. My shoe size is 10.5 wide, and it's hard to find shoes that fit. I'm afraid of not being good enough. My favorite colors are red and black. My dad is an alcoholic, and it makes me hate him. My mental health is sinking, and I sometimes want to kill myself because death feels peaceful, but I'm okay. I still think I'm gay sometimes. I suffer from depression and need to seek help. My dad sexually abused me when I was 5. I'm terrified I will fail at life. I've made over 250 grand drug dealing in the past. I think I take a few anxiety problems. I think I have a few anxiety problems, but it isn't clinical, so I don't talk about it. I haven't been in a relationship in almost 4 years because I'm too afraid to hurt someone like last time. I was drugged and raped. It felt like hours, only lasted a few minutes. I couldn't move, only look around with my eyes and cry. I don't look like my dad. I didn't like my brother being back at home while he was moving from an old apartment into a new one. I don't think I'll live up to the expectations I have for myself. My parents don't even know I've had my first kiss. I'm scared that I could be pregnant. My mother and my stepdad are splitting up because he's been cheating on her. I know that might seem like a lot, but just take a second and think about that. These were secrets shared from 2 classes. Just 2 classes. And I even said that they could take it as a joke if they wanted to, but that they should share something real if they felt like they could. I didn't force them, and there was no way for me to judge who was joking around about their shoe size, right? I mentioned that they could put their shoe size down if they couldn't think of anything. I take these things very seriously. But this is self-disclosure. So our activity is going to be sharing some things about ourselves. I look forward to it.